All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Heat Vision podcast. With me, we have Javi, and we got Hector and Mario in here. We're going to talk about the second episode of Moon Knight that premiered this past Wednesday, episode 2. But before we get started, we want to remind you guys that you could check out this podcast on all platforms. You can check it out on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and you can follow all of our socials at Heat Vision Podcast.
Yep. And okay, let's just jump right into it because
We're on a time limit.
We're on a time limit. And not only that, I like this episode a lot, and I just want to mention the beginning part. When Moon Knight, when Mark Spector finally wakes up, he's like freaking out. What the fuck did I just did? It takes place after the whole incident with the museum in the beginning.
The great bathrooms. Well, Mario wouldn't agree. I
Oh,
was gonna say the great bathroom scene, but I remember Mario hated it because he's like, I wanted more. It was just a tease.
I definitely got more than that.
Oh, speaking of it,
I was satisfied.
I want to see if he agrees with me about the fighting thing, but the fighting thing in this episode. I want to see if he agrees, but we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, I just want to mention that this is like where we finally see where people who know Stephen Grant, who knows Moon Knight. I could hear that.
Sorry, fuck. I keep doing that, bro.
You can hear that on mic. We see the people who work with him and know him as a person, like his public identity. Mm-hmm. This is the moment where we see that he's going crazy, because he goes back. He's like, "Yo, he goes back to the museum. It's all taped off and shit. They're like, "Yo, this crazy shit happened, whatnot." And then Steven is like, "Yo, check the fucking cameras, man. You trust me. Before you see this shit, it's gonna be crazy." Mm-hmm. And the cameras, the cameras fucking play, and there's nothing. And that funny joke where he's like, "Are you crying?" You remember that?
He's like,
part?
"Were you crying?"
Yeah. He's like,
a little, but look, just keep looking.
and we see nothing. We see that that there's nothing on the camera footage, and it's just Mark Spector going.
Oh, he only sees it.
He
only sees the shit go. Yeah. So right. my thing is, do they explain that in the comics? That he only sees shit that other people can't.
I'm agree with you with that. I don't know about that.
I'm not sure if I've never read or know much about Moon Knight's comics and stuff. So it was a weird thing where I'm like, how come no one else can see it? You know
exactly.
What I mean? It's fucking
exactly, and that's
so I'm sure they'll explain that eventually. But I just thought that was weird.
So yeah, we learned that, and then after he comes out, he's not dressed obviously in his Moon Knight suit, and I wonder, do you remember when he was like, "Oh, just wait till I get out"? Steven walks out and he's looking at the camera all serious. Do you think that that's actually him like that, or do you think he's wearing the suit but the dude can't see that he's wearing the suit?
No,
right?
Because at the end of the movie, end of the episode.
Oh, you're right.
Everyone sees him.
Fight scene.
You're right.
See him.
Everyone sees him in the suit.
Yeah. You're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, no. But that was definitely Mark.
That was Mark. Yeah,
that was Mark in the camera.
Yeah, that was definitely.
But no, I don't think so, because everyone saw him in the Mr. Knight suit at the end of the episode, which we'll get to that later.
And yeah, so and then eventually that leads to him being fired. This boss is thinking, "Yo, you fucking crazy, motherfucker. You crazy as shit. You should go see some help." And he slides him a piece of paper to the psychiatrist. And at this point, I was really hyped because in the first episode, we talked about it and we learned that Mr. Knight, is his identity mostly known for speaking with a psychiatrist, with his therapist, and also serving and helping people. Mm-hmm. And right there, that alone, if you knew that information prior, that alone when he slides that, that's hinting, oh,
it's
shit.
It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah, oh shit, we're gonna see Mr. Knight. Mm-hmm. And surely enough, we do see him. So I thought that was pretty cool. Then immediately takes over to him going to what is that place? A
storage unit.
A storage unit?
Yes.
He's confused as shit. The dude is like, "I know who you are," whatever, and he lets him in.
I never forget a face.
Yeah.
He just doesn't know what the fuck.
Yeah. So he's in there. He looks at his he finds his gear and whatnot, or he finds money in his passport with Mark Spector.
Fuck ton of money, a gun,
and a gun. Yeah, best say
right.
a gun.
Passport.
He's holding the gun like a weirdo, like a Radu.
A slice of cheese.
he's holding it like the cheese touch or some shit.
The cheese touch.
And then in this moment is where we find out more about Khonshu, and we find out who he is and what Moon Knight is, and he's the Avatar serving.
He starts talking to his reflection again in the mirror.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
I will say, bro, this episode I felt like was the episode that answered most questions.
I answered all the questions I had.
Yeah. So, well, do you know why like he talks to himself in the mirror and shit?
Yeah, because Mark is telling. So, I still don't know why. He separated. Mark is not in control of what's the dude's name again? The other, not Mark, the other guy's name.
Steven?
Steven.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mark is basically just like a spirit of Khonshu. Because, right? That's my understanding.
You said Mark is the
It's a
is
spirit.
of Khonshu.
Well, yeah, because
Controlling Steven.
Because then didn't they make a deal or some shit?
Okay, they made a deal, yes, but he's not his spirit.
Think about it.
So
like
like
this.
so.
Heck, Mario, think about it like this: if he was a spirit, why does the passport have Mark's name on it?
Because I'm just confused to the point where like, where did this
Yeah,
other
that-
personality come from? Like,
The Mark Spector, that alone it's important because for the people who don't know Moon Knight, we see that this is him.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, Mario?
yeah, I know like he's had a previous life. Like that's pretty clear to me.
Oh, okay.
But where I'm confused is like, where did this personality go?
Mark Spector?
Why did he leave? Why is there this whole new personality?
Okay.
Did it answer it? I thought it did. Or no?
Not really.
I only watched the
No.
episode once too, by the way.
Well, not
Yeah, me
really.
too, but no.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like,
So like, it'll answer it further.
if
in
you
other
knew,
episodes?
like, if you knew the general information, the general knowledge of Moon Knight, you'd know why he is.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, you didn't know anything. So
I'm
you
blank,
didn't
so-
like watch a
So I guess you
YouTube
gotta-
video like recapping his origins and his things most people would do that before they watch the new show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like since you didn't do that, you don't really understand why. I don't know. Do you want us to tell you? It's not like a big reveal, like nothing crazy.
But no, he knows because, and that, like I said, that moment is important because we know that this passport, Mark Spector, that's him.
So that's
the,
him.
The person who sees himself in the mirror, that's actually him, Mario. Does that make sense?
And the
Mark
person that-
Spector's
I guess my question is more confused is how did Mark Spector lose control of his body, if that makes sense?
Okay. Right. And
And this other guy took over.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. I
Should we tell
understand.
him?
I understand what you're saying. Unless we could just, I feel like they'll explain maybe in the show. It's only second episode.
That is true.
All right.
Maybe they'll explain it.
Okay, but by the third episode, next
Yeah.
one is the next one, by the way. If they don't explain it, just tell me. Because if they're not explaining it by then, I'm still gonna be confused. Like, wait, how does this happen?
But I'm curious of where did you come up the spirit thing?
Because like I thought he made like a deal. He made a deal with Khonshu, and I was like, oh, so you probably like this. There's this guy, not Mark, the other guy. That's the spirit he made, and Mark got kicked out for this dude.
Who do you
Because
believe?
at first I thought Khonshu was trying to fuck over him, like fuck him
Okay.
over, which I think he is, because he said if he fails, he's gonna take his wife
Uh-huh.
or his ex-wife, whatever you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
But like, that's why I thought, because he wouldn't do it, he maybe came up with like this is other guy or some shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But okay, do you who's the real person, do you
Mark.
think? Okay,
Mark's
you think
the real one.
all right, and you're just curious on
Because-
why Stephen Grant exists.
Like, well, how did he take over? Yeah,
Okay. Oh, and you think like
because
Khonshu
of this deal, he like fucked it up or something.
Like you think hang on. You think Khonshu conjured a spirit or like another personality for Mark and and he's technically punishing Mark by, I guess, having Steven control him? Is that what you're trying to say?
something like that. I just feel like March wants to get his body back.
Interesting.
But I feel like-
I know what he's saying. Okay.
But I feel like in this Khonshu
Okay.
guy's just trying to fuck him over.
uh-huh.
Because he knows if he fails, guess what? I'm taking your wife, and I know that's gonna fuck you up.
Right. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. But I thought that scene was pretty cool. And then finally we see Layla, Layla finally picks him up and he's like, "Yo, who the fuck are you?" and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the fuck Layla is, but after the moment where they talk about what she says, "I'm your wife," I immediately know. I'm like, "What the fuck?" This is in the comic books. I believe, I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but I believe Layla is Marlene. Marlene, I don't know if you remember how when we talked about in the first episode, is the daughter of Peter, the person who that terrorist that Mark Spector worked for, killed because he was the one excavating and researching that tomb, and that terrorist leader, he wanted all the riches, and Peter, he's like, no, like you can't do this and whatnot, and then the terrorist dude kills him. Mark gets mad, fights the terrorist dude beats the fuck out of Mark, and he's there for dead. And then Marlene, his daughter, obviously survives and helps him, and some other dude that works for Peter, they help him. And then eventually that kicks off in the comic books where Marlene becomes Moon Knight's significant other. So I think that's Layla. I think that's what it is. I don't know why they changed their name.
The name?
My theory is maybe they changed the name because maybe they're gonna do something with her that maybe Marlene doesn't do in the comic books. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like if let's say they named her Marlene and she does something bullshit crazy or something happens and that's not like comic book accurate and people would be like, what the fuck? Why is this happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like they change. Maybe my theory is maybe they change the name so like they have more freedom and people don't like. All right, this is like people won't be like this isn't something Marlene would do. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
That's-
know what you mean.
That's what I think. So when I saw oh shit, why? And they talked about the whole divorce, and this goes back to them reciting a French poem, which I believe hints back again to Moon Knight's one of his friends that he met as a mercenary, is a French pilot they call Frenchie. I think that was pretty cool. I caught on, at least I'm thinking that's like a reference, maybe hinting. I don't know. But yeah, and then finally these fucking agent dudes pop in. Like, yo, who did they say they were?
They were just police.
Oh, police,
Yeah, like
was
the
it?
police.
Oh, okay.
They just bullshitted their way, just saying that
They
were the
they
police
take
and shit.
they take his ass and they're in the car, and I like the part where the police are like they're looking up who Mark Spector is because they find his passport.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Mark Spector. And they explain
That he was a mercenary.
right,
This
yep.
motherfucker killed people execution
Yep.
style. It really does like
this is
it
important
really-
because we learn about Mark Spector. here.
yeah, like that was important, and but like it also like raises questions. Like for
Right.
Mario, who doesn't know fuck shit about
Right,
Moon Knight, he's like, well, like he was a fucking mercenary and he killed people. Like he's Mario. It was funny. Mario's
It's raw. It's pretty cool.
Mario's Steven.
Yeah, right.
He's Steven because Steven's like you're a mercenary,
Yeah.
you kill people. I'm gonna go report myself to the police so you never hurt people again.
Yeah.
Mario's probably been like, yeah, like this Mark person seems like a dick. Like let's stop
Uh-huh.
him. What the fuck? Like I'm sure It's funny because Mario's Steven is basically like how I see it because he doesn't know what the fuck going on.
And because of that, my theory is, bro, is for people like Mario, my thing is maybe people aren't really paying attention. Think that Stephen Grant
is the main character.
Is the main character, and Mark Spector is his second identity trying to take over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's gonna. I feel like maybe some people are thinking it like that, and it's pretty interesting to see. Like, oh, and then
But like this was the episode that proved that Mark Spector's the real
Right,
person
yeah.
because they find the passport with his name on it. Obviously, Mark Spector has had a history where he's executed people. He worked as a mercenary.
Yep.
Like they explained all that. So I felt like that's why I say that this episode was the episode that I felt answered the questions. Not all of them, but it answered most
a
of
lot,
them.
yeah.
Most of
Which
them.
I really
I was
like.
surprised. I was
like-
surprised. I didn't think that by episode 2 I would have 90% of my questions answered.
Yep.
I thought maybe they would have kept the mystery going for a little longer, but I'm not complaining. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Like at least now I know.
But then again, right? It's 6 episodes,
Yeah.
That's true.
so maybe that's
cram
why.
this-
You know what I mean? That's
yeah.
why they crammed that in there.
Right.
But yeah. Oh, and I want to backpedal real quick. I want to talk about that freeze frame when he's running away from Khonshu from that his
It's
dude.
like,
I was watching that and I thought my fucking TV froze.
Froze.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm like, yo, go back. I'm like, oh, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. I don't know why they did that.
I liked
Like,
that. I liked that scene is keeping
Yeah.
the horror.
No, yeah, that was cool.
Because I remember we
That was
talked about
raw.
in the first episode that there was a lot of like horror elements
Yeah.
with the lights flickering and the shaking
Yeah.
and the reflection talking back to him. Like I like that scene kept the horror thing going. I like
Yeah.
that the lights would flash, that like they would get faster and faster, and like it would go like
Yeah.
when he got closer. And I really liked that all the lights went like, and like the last one it stopped, like Khonshu's just standing there. Like that was like a really
That was
cool.
raw
That
as
was
fuck.
that was a nice use of like lighting and stuff like that. However, I feel like now that we're reaching later episodes of Moon Knight, I feel like they're gonna slowly start like holding back or just completely not use the horror elements anymore
Yeah.
because like it's not like you're watching the first episode and it's like freaking you out and you don't know what's going on. Like now that like more episodes are coming out, they're gonna start holding back on the horror element shit, which is fine. I mean, I get it, but like I feel like that's what they're gonna start doing with future episodes. Is
Right.
they're gonna start pulling back on the horror shit, where like we're not even gonna see it at all.
Yeah.
I feel maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. But like I do like that horror stuff, and I hope they keep doing it. I like the aesthetic. I like the cinematography with it. It's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
fuck with it.
Yeah.
But then going back to those police dudes, that's where we learn Mark Spector, his past, right? And like a summary. They take him back to what's his fucking name? I keep
I
saying the
don't know.
fucking blonde dude.
I don't know.
Hang on, I think I wrote it down, bro. Harrow?
That sounds
sound
right.
right?
That sounds right.
Harrow?
I just call him Ethan Hawke. I just call him by the actor's name. Like, oh, Ethan Hawke's character, but like I just don't know his fucking name.
So I think it's Harrow, and like he's trying to like calm him down, saying he's trying to get the the what's it called again? Scarab? The
yeah, the little beetle thing.
Yeah,
the beetle.
And so I actually quoted this from what Harrow said. I believe that's his name, and I thought it was pretty cool because it kind of ties in with the comic books where we talked about in the first episode, where people say the reason why Mark Spector's mind is crazy is because Khonshu's like destroyed it or something like that. You know what I mean? It kind of ties into this, and he said, Harrow says, I believe, he says, "I'm curious. Do you think that Khonshu chose you as his avatar because your mind would be so easy to break, or because it was already, or was it already broken?"
I remember
already?
that line. That line stood out to me.
When I saw it, I'm like, yo, that's raw as fuck, because it ties back that like the whole conspiracy or thing where what if because the whole conspiracy about Mark Spector is because he in the comic books when he got his ass beat and left in the desert, maybe people speculate maybe that's the reason why he's like that, because he's out in the desert dehydrated, like fucking he's he's beaten like half to death and whatnot, and he was already broken, and maybe that's why Khonshu chose him. So like that line really stood out to me. I was like, yo, that's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
I really like that line.
Yeah, I also like that that Mark or Steven, whatever you want to say, that him being the only one who can see and hear Khonshu.
Yeah.
It gave me Venom vibes
Yeah.
from the first movie, where like he would just be like having a conversation, and all of a sudden Khonshu's like, cut his head off, rip his heart out, kill him.
Which that part I didn't
like-
like that.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like the way he said it. Break his windpipe. Like acting like Venom. Like, bro, you're a god. At least kind of act like one a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just I'm still trying to get used to
They
it.
did
needs to
mention
be like-
later that he was banished and stuff, so I can
Right.
assume that he may act differently than
Right,
other
right,
gods.
right.
So that, like, I guess that made it more like, okay, like I get it. It was probably just
Right.
fucking psycho.
Isn't
or
he
some
like the
shit.
god? Khonshu's the god of justice
No. He
He's
is the
the-
Egyptian god of the moon.
on the moon.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why it's
okay.
called Moon Knight. So he's like the god of the moon. Like other like all the like the gods and stuff. Like when you focus on different different things like Greek mythology or you know what I mean, or you just focus on like French mythology, like the god. A lot of times gods serve a purpose. Like Greek mythology, right? Like Zeus is the god of thunder, or
Yeah.
the gods of the gods. Or
Yeah.
Hermes is the god of flight. Poseidon's the god of the ocean, right? Like every god has a purpose. For Egyptian mythology, there's a moon god. Like why? I'm sure there's lore behind it. Like if we researched it, but there's just sometimes like when you read different mythologies, there's a god for everything, even if it's like for minuscule, like Hermes in Greek mythology, the god of flight. What? Like why? But like whatever,
Yeah.
it is what it is. So in every mythology, like gods just have to serve a purpose. It just so happens that in Egyptian mythology, there's a moon god, and that god of the moon is Khonshu, and that all ties in with why he's called Moon Knight and stuff. I don't know if you've seen like the trailers for Moon Knight, but it's not in the show yet. We haven't seen it in the show, but there's a in the trailer there's a scene where he jumps down, he flaps his cape, and the cape is the shape of a crescent moon. It's like everything about him just says moon, because he's like the avatar of the god of the moon.
All right.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
And speaking of the Avatar, we also learn because as I think Harrow, I'm gonna say that if I'm wrong, whatever, right? You know who I'm
Oh
talking
no,
about.
I googled it. It's
Is it
Arthur Harrow.
Harrow, okay, whatever.
Harrow.
Harrow.
Or you just say Arthur.
Okay, I'm gonna say Harrow.
I'm gonna say Arthur.
So Harrow's telling him exactly like who Amit is and explaining like who Khonshu is, and Khonshu's like, don't listen to him, like all these things, like I'm this, I'm that, and then Harrow is reciting like, oh, he's probably saying this, isn't he?
Like,
Whatever.
what's he telling you that you
Right.
should kill me?
Exactly.
Like, what's he saying, that he was banished, like that he was wrongfully banished? And well, you find out that he was the first. Well, not the first, but rather he was Khonshu's Moon Knight.
That's what I was getting at. Yep.
He was Khonshu's Moon Knight
learned
before Mark was. So my thing is, well, I'm sure the show will explain it, but I want to know why they decided to. Khonshu decided to go for Mark instead of him. Why he left Harrow behind, and I want to know like what basically happened, or how he knows so much and stuff like that. Like, I feel like it's setting up for something interesting.
Yeah.
You say that they explained the, what's it called, Ahmed? The you know how the beetle is a compass that points to the direction of where the tomb or coffin, like they're trying to like find that thing. You said the episode explained what they're looking for, because I didn't catch that. I don't know what
they explain. Ahmed, the god that they worship.
I think I missed that part then, or at least I don't remember.
Because doesn't his cane have a power?
Oh,
yeah,
on him?
I think that's.
Because
it
you know
says
how
that
he
it only has
those
only
creatures.
carries a sliver
It's only a
Yeah,
of
sliver.
the
yeah,
power
yeah.
of that person, Ahmed.
I think so. I believe
I
so.
think it was of that person too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But oh man, I didn't catch that because I'm not sure. Like, I know that the scarab, when you activate it, like the little beetle floats up and it points
In direction,
like a
yeah.
compass. Like, it
Yeah.
points in the direction of where the tomb is of this Ahmed. But I don't think I remember, or at least caught, who that was. Like, I don't know why it's so important for them to find it. So I don't know if I probably missed that. I don't know if you maybe
I only saw it once, and it was this morning, and I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure they did, in that moment. And then obviously he's like fucking interrogating Mark, saying, "Yo, where's the scare, whatever." And then Mark is saying, he's like, "Does anyone have it?" And Mark is like looking at his reflection, saying, "Don't tell her," because Layla knows about it. He's like, "Don't tell her." And then this whole tension is rising. Then Layla pops up. "I have it." And she puts her hand in the air.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cheesy. I thought, all right, whatever. She just has it in the air.
Yeah.
And then they finally bail out. That the dude releases like some demon jackal type bullshit. And that's where
again only he can see.
Right.
Which is
and then
really weird.
And then Layla's like, "Yo, what the fuck's going on?" He's like, "Summon your suit, summon your suit." And that's when he falls out the window, and he's like, "What did he say?" He's like, "Summon suit" or some bullshit. And then we see Mr. Knight.
And he like lands,
Yeah.
and he's in the Mr. Knight suit.
Yep. I thought he looks raw as fuck. And then that's when the whole fighting scene happens.
I'm interested. So that's a thing too, is that I was interested. So I'm like, is that how that works then? Can he just think of what he wants to be dressed like? If he,
yeah,
you know what I
probably.
mean? Like, can he
Probably.
can he think to himself, I want to dress like Captain America?
I
Like,
guess-
he could like make a whole ass Captain America suit just by thinking about it, and it's the only difference is he's all white.
Oh no, I don't think that.
No,
I don't know about that.
because I don't know how that works. I thought like they were gonna explain why
Yeah.
he has this Mr. Knight personality.
Maybe because it wasn't Mark summoning the suit. It was Steven.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could see that.
It wasn't. So when Mark summons the suit, he's Moon Knight.
He's Moon Knight.
But when he summoned the suit,
It
it
was
was
Mr.
Mr.
Knight.
Knight.
Well, so my thing is that when you told me that Mark had different personalities
Yeah.
because he has the multiple personality disorder, like, I assumed that all his personalities were different people.
Oh,
That's what I
okay.
thought.
No.
So when the show
people is three. It's like when it comes to people, it's three personalities.
Real-
Stephen Grant. I said in the first episode of Moon Knight, the podcast or review, I said Jack. I said Jack Lockley, but it was Jake.
Lockley.
It was Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley. Yeah, so I messed up on that. So it's Stephen Grant, Jake Lockley, and then Mark Spector. Mm-hmm. And then the other one is just Mr. Knight and Moon Knight. That's it.
But you see, I thought it was different people.
Oh, okay.
That was why I was confused, because I'm like, wait a minute. So, because when he lands and he's Mr. Knight, I'm like, oh shit, like we're about to see.
Oh, yeah.
So there's Mark, there's Steven, but
Yep.
now we're about to see, or there's Moon Knight, because like, well, I guess Mark is Moon Knight, but
Yep.
like,
And I'm assuming Steven is Mr. Knight.
Well, that's the thing. I thought it was gonna be a completely different. Like, I thought he was gonna
No, I
talk
know.
differently, or at least be a different person. Where it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah, yeah.
it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, I'm Mr. Knight. Like, that's just who I am. But it's like, I didn't think like,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
like I didn't think it was Steven in the Mr. Knight suit.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you told me like, oh, like Moon Knight, like he suffers from multiple personality disorder. Like, I thought that Moon Knight was a whole completely different
Okay.
person.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was Steven wearing the Mr. Moon Knight outfit.
I'm trying to remember, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, there's so much you could remember when you read comic books. Like,
Yeah,
let's just be real.
I just thought like when you explained it to me, that's how I took it.
It could honestly, it could be like that in the
So
comic
could
books.
that mean
it could be like that?
Could that mean
But I have no idea.
if Mark wanted to, Mark could summon the Mr. Knight suit?
Probably not. Maybe only Steven can.
You see, like I want to like see how they explain that.
Oh, you know what? Maybe Steven can. Maybe Steven only can because Steven is more friendly, more innocent, right? Do you expect Mark and which is Moon Knight helping innocent people like helping like being nice to innocent people and talking to his psychiatrist?
Oh,
Or do you see Stephen Grant do that? He's more nice and he's more open. I don't know.
Sense.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But
What's it called?
but yeah,
I'm surprised that this show, bro, isn't being too comic book accurate.
yeah.
Have you noticed that?
I
Like,
noticed that,
because
yeah.
in the comics, you said Stephen Grant is like this billionaire,
Yep.
like this dude that like flexes with like his nice cars, but he's just this like average loser,
Yep.
British dude that works at a gift shop. Like, I was surprised
And
that I was expecting him to
Well,
like.
here's the thing. That's Steve. Oh no, you're right. Because in the comic books, yeah. Because after he becomes Moon Knight, he goes back to the U.S. and he uses all the money he got as a mercenary, CIA, Marine, right? And he does investments and and Stephen Grant, that's the public figure. He becomes a millionaire. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, I was curious to see. I'm like, are they gonna introduce that later, or what are they gonna do? But yeah, I don't mind it though.
Maybe they do. Maybe they will.
Yeah, maybe they
But like
will.
in later episodes.
Yeah.
But like I was just confused because I was like, damn, like this dude's supposed to be a millionaire.
I don't mind it.
No, I don't mind it. I was just surprised because like I'm like, damn, are they gonna detract from the comics? Or are they doing their own thing?
Because people compared him with Batman.
That's true.
Yeah,
because he
'cause of that.
uses
Gadgets.
He uses gadgets.
And he's a millionaire.
He doesn't really use gadgets as Moon Knight. He has like the moon things that he holds
Yeah.
in his hand that he uses to fight. But he never really like pulls out a pole like a stick. He never pulls out like a grappling gun or nothing. Like he just uses like it's just him like fighting by himself. And he uses natural weapons, I guess. He doesn't use gadgets. So I feel like I don't know. I think they're trying to do their own thing with Moon Knight
Yeah.
instead of making it like comic book accurate or I bet you they're doing it this way because they don't want comparisons to Batman. I think they're trying to. You think they're trying to do it where they don't want it to be
yeah.
like they compare him too
Probably,
closely?
bro. Probably.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing it like that.
Yeah, probably. But then, like after Mr. Knight, we see the whole Invisible Man bullshit.
Okay, you
wanted
wanted to talk about that.
Yeah.
So I'll let you say
we
your
we
piece.
we get this fight scene, which.
Oh, and Mario, you can. I want to know your
Just chime
thoughts because
in,
we talked a little bit, but we didn't talk too much because we wanted to save it for the podcast. But look, like Hector's gonna say something, and I want to know what you think because I kind of think differently than him.
So we finally see Mr. Knight, right? And we see this fucking dog jackal bullshit, and he's like fighting him, and like Layla's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" She can't see shit. It's like Invisible Man bullshit, which I haven't seen in the
We
movie.
just
you
see
know,
her
like-
point of view.
I heard it's good.
Yeah, but then again, it's like, how the fuck do you do a movie with an invisible person? But whatever, right? So, anyways, so that happens, and my thing is the thing that I didn't like about that is I get it, we're looking at her point of view, but to be honest, like I didn't like that majority of that fight. He was invisible. Like I wanted to actually see the fucking creature more, and I just didn't like that whole shit. I thought, to me personally, I thought it was lazy shit not to use CGI, in my opinion. I don't know, and like not only that, because we haven't really seen a fight scene yet in Moon Knight, and I just wanted to get your opinion, Mario. Like, what did you think about that whole scene? And obviously we do see him in a couple bit, right? Like at the end where
Yeah.
he finally transforms to Moon Knight. But what did you think of, about that the situation?
I mean, when I saw what they were trying to do, but to trying to give the audience be like, listen, only he can see these creatures, not nobody else can.
Yeah, but like it's kind of like we get it.
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
know.
Like, we get it. Please, I just want to see this fucking creature. Like,
I did
fuck.
think it did go on for long, but it didn't bother me. I'm just like, oh my god,
okay.
like, I wasn't like get back to Mark's point or
Yeah, that's fair.
Steven's point of view. I was just like,
Well,
all
what
right.
about what Hector said about how? Come on, bro, we're on the second episode and there's still no fighting.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think about that? Because I kind of disagree with him.
Yeah.
But I'll say that later. Like I want to know what you think.
Yeah.
No,
I want to see at least a 3-piece. At least a 3-piece combo.
Like he says,
I
like he
think
says,
that
like
my
when
only-
he says there's still no fighting. Obviously, he's fighting a jackal, but he means like
Actual
some Batman
fighting, bro.
shit,
Yeah.
like where he's
Yeah.
fighting people.
Yeah, I know
right?
what you mean. Like, because all we've seen so far is him fighting those creatures,
Yeah.
and I want to see him like beat up some regular people. You know what I mean? But
A random civilian. Stupid bitch.
No, can you imagine if he like
On Moon Knight.
Can you imagine if he just went inside the bus where everyone's watching, just whoops everyone for
In
no
the bus?
reason? For no reason.
I'm vengeance, bitch.
but I hope that dog thing isn't the only creature we see.
I hope.
I hope we don't.
Yeah, I want to see more.
Yeah, I want to see more
different creatures.
I want to see different creatures. If it is the only thing
More
that
fight scenes.
I'll be like, damn.
I mean,
I
get
it's
what you're-
it's cool.
I get
but-
what you're saying,
Yeah.
but my thing is I don't want to see Moon Knight just fight creatures.
No. I mean, like
I want
a
to see him
mix of
fight
both.
like people. You know
No,
what I mean?
no,
Like,
I
want
want
to see
both.
him. Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. I
just
want to
saying
see
want more
both.
creatures. Like I only creatures like obviously people.
But it's one of those things where you say, I want to see, like, I don't want to just be jackals all the time. I want more creatures. It's one of those things where it's like, be careful what you wish for. Because what if this show go the route where, like, all he does is fight creatures? And I'm trying to see him fight people.
Dude, I don't want to see that, man.
No, like, you know, like, I get it. Like, I'm sure he's going to have a fight scene with Harrow, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to have a fight scene with Ethan Hawke's character. But let's be honest, like, this dude's what? Let's say he's like, what, his 30s? Ethan Hawke looks older. Like, how much fighting can there really be between them? I want to see him fight, like, thugs, like,
Yeah.
like, bunch of like nameless thugs that he could easily just beat
Like
the
Batman
fuck out of or
type shit.
kill. You know what I mean? Like I just want to see him
Yeah.
like go crazy. Like I want to see how that looks.
yeah, I
like.
want to see that too.
Obviously, I don't want to see him as Mr. Knight because that's Steven, and Steven doesn't really know how to fight. He's still like unconfident and not
It was
sure.
cool. It was cool seeing him, but it's just like I'm just expecting a fight scene, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
expecting it. I just
so what
want
I
it.
told, what I said, what I told to Hector when he was like, "Come on, bro, like there's no fighting." I was like, "Well, Hector, like we're only on the second episode. Like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. Like, there's still 4 more to go, and like I'm sure we will get those actions. Like, who knows? The next 4 episodes could be action packed. Like this is just like this
But
is.
what if
still
it's not? What if the third episode still no fight scene?
So
It's just creatures.
and he said that, and I was like, okay, in that case, it's different because now we're halfway through the show, and there hasn't been a fight scene. Now I feel like it's dragging, but I
Hell
feel
yeah.
like the third episode needs to have a fight scene, like in the first episode, where all those dudes were grabbing him and shit.
I wanna
but then
see
he-
that.
But then he passes out, and then he
Yeah.
wakes up, and there's blood in his hands.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming that episode 3 has to have a scene where it actually shows him fighting the people. Obviously, they only did that for the first episode where he blacks out because they're supposed to confuse you. And for fans who knew who Moon Knight was, they knew what was happening. Like Mario didn't know, but we knew what was
Right.
happening. I doubt it. Like in the third episode, they have to show us like him actually fighting. And I don't mind Oscar Isaac fighting the people, but I just want to. I think it'd be cooler if it's him in the Moon Knight outfit.
Oh,
fighting.
fuck yeah.
I want to
that'd
see
be way
him in
better.
costume fight people. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
The only cool shit that we saw from Moon Knight this episode was when he kills that fucking jackal bullshit.
Yeah.
Where like he's like, hey, come get me. He's pulling like chase me, and then he finally like jumps in the air and
And
he
he-
Tricks like grabs him and
and he grabs and he
Slap
spears
Mike's
his
into that
ass
thing.
on
Yeah,
some
it's
bullshit.
Spears some shit.
Yeah, that's I feel like that's the only thing.
I can't get enough of his transformation.
yeah.
It looks so
One
cool.
thing I want to say about the
Like
show
when he
is
like
that
goes like in like the mummy wraps around his shit.
the costume's badass.
And then like the hood just like his transformation's so fucking cool. Like it gets me every time. It just doesn't. I never get tired of it. It
No,
never
I-
gets old.
That's
that
what I
what-
love. That's
is
what
that
I'm
what you're
gonna
gonna
say. Yeah, I love the outfit, bro. The outfit is just it's so cool.
It's raw.
That's one of my favorite things about it. I'm just like I want to see more of it. That's why I want to see a fight scene within a minute.
What outfit was better, Batman's or Moon Knight's?
Which suit was better?
Yeah. Oh, like this Moon Knight suit and the newest Batman.
The Robert
suit.
Pattinson Batman. I don't know, bro.
Oh, that's
Because
tough.
low key,
They're both raw.
Low key, the all white looks good.
It looks raw.
Yeah.
Like it's not
And
like
the hood,
dirty. Yeah, like it
white
doesn't.
eyes.
Yeah, that's what I like. It looks cool as fuck. But but like
right.
Batman's suit, like it looks. I don't know. It's just like it's armor and like it's
Yeah.
black and gray, the common Batman colors. I don't know. I'm torn. They're both good. Like
Yeah, they are.
like don't make me choose. Like let's just enjoy them both.
And then finally, after he does that to that bullshit, we
dropped Steven.
we finally see Mark Spector from like himself,
himself.
in his own body.
in a this is the first time I was watching him like this
Yes.
like for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And he's like, I guess, trapped Steven. And this is where I get where people are gonna feel bad for Steven, and they're thinking that he's a main character. Like, no, Steven's trapped.
Right,
like,
right.
fuck this Mark Spector dude. Who is this guy? You
Yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the part where he's like, when they have that monologue, and what did he say that made Mark mad? And then he starts going crazy. He starts beating the fuck out of that mirror. What did he say? Do you remember?
It was something about his wife. It was about his
Was it?
wife, right? He had
Oh yeah, like why are you gonna like some like he's
Oh,
speaking
my
on the divorce, and Mark is like, you don't know anything about the divorce.
You weren't there for her, or some
Oh
shit
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that.
You weren't there
So
for
you
her.
don't get it. I'm trying to protect her.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
shut up.
I love that scene where
That
he
was a
was
good scene.
where he was like Louis in his shit,
Yeah.
and then Khonshu finally appears, and he's
And
basically
he comes down. He's like, don't forget, like if you
If
fail
you
your
fail,
mission,
I have another vessel.
like I have another candidate you're not
Yeah.
very fond of, and it's like fuck, like.
And
but
it's
my thing
your
is,
wife.
my thing
Yeah,
is,
right?
and I want them to explain why.
I think it's.
I have
some
a
deal.
theory, bro.
It has to be a deal.
I have a theory.
Why
This is
his next avatar would be his wife?
I have a theory, and I was talking with Marvin. He was like, "Dude, it makes sense," and he was like, kind of bummed out. This is just a theory of mine that I came up with,
Okay.
and it's something like I'm not saying, oh, bro, it's gonna happen. I'm not predicting it or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's just something fun to talk about that I think that's gonna happen. So what if, because okay, we're getting all for the MCU currently, right? We're getting all of these single movies that's mostly gonna feature women, right? Like the She-Hulk, Ironheart, Thor, maybe potentially with the Black Panther 2, right? All of these things. Obviously, it could go from a couple routes to New Avengers and a females Avengers called females Avengers called A-Force in the comic books. So my thing is, it could go any way. Like you could still have a New Avengers and they could have their own girl team, whatever, right? Maybe they'll do something.
Yeah.
But my thing is, what if? Well, it's just a fun theory. What if actually the reason why? What's his name? The actor's name of Moon Knight? Isaac.
Oscar.
Oscar Isaac. Maybe the reason why he didn't make a contract for years, was because maybe this Khonshu was like foreshadowing that maybe at the end, Layla becomes Moon Knight.
Fuck no.
Hey,
I don't want that.
bro. But like, think about it though, right? Think about it. You see all these female, you see all these female Avengers type heroes coming out, right? And not only that, we know that the actor didn't have a long contract. He just did a contract for this show. And this dude is talking about, if you don't do this, the next avatar is gonna be someone that you love, and it's clearly Layla. And here's another thing. Maybe that is why they changed Marlene's name to Layla. Because it's not something that Marlene did, or you know what I mean, or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what they want to do. What if that's just a fun theory that I came up with. What if they go that route where Mark Spector and Layla are going at it for the spot or some shit, and Layla just like, it maybe ends where like on a cliffhanger where Layla becomes Moon Knight, like she does this, and then she's like, it's like a back shot of her, and then she just turns around, and then it ends like how the beginning started, where he was introduced. It's just a fun little theory, bro.
I don't want that. I wouldn't
Wait,
want
wait,
that.
wait and see.
But like, does my explanation like
Yeah,
kind
no,
of
it
It
make
makes
sense?
sense.
sense, bro.
Yeah.
Like, no, I get what you mean. I just
a good
don't
theory.
want that.
Me neither. No, wait, hold on. Before we say that, yo, fuck that. We're not against women, y'all. I just want to. Yo, I just want to say that right now.
Fuck women.
No, it's not that. Okay.
No, of
It's
course not.
That,
We're
right?
not. No.
It's not that. It's just the fact that like this is a new character that's introduced, and like maybe
We're gonna be more attached to
right,
him.
exactly. But that's just like a theory when I was watching the show. Just a little fun theory I came up with. Like, oh shit, what if it actually happens?
Fuck
What if
that,
what if
no.
Layla actually becomes a new Avatar? And like and I put the pieces that I just told you all together, and it just made sense to me. I'm like, oh shit, we see a lot of these new female characters, and I heard that aren't they making? Did they confirm like a female Deadpool too?
No,
They didn't talk. No,
I did not hear nothing. about that.
I heard something about that. I don't know if it's like, it's probably just a rumor, but I heard something about that. But yeah, it's probably a rumor. But anyways, that's just something that I came up with while I was watching. I'm like, oh shit, like what if? Like I don't know, man. Fuck.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
All right, you wouldn't like it. Can you explain like how?
Because you'd
why?
go attached to
course.
Oscar Isaac's character.
Mhm.
That you would imagine that he's gonna have a season 2, or that he's gonna come back for future installments, crossovers. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna set up another Avengers movie or something. I get it. Like, yeah, he didn't. I guess the rumor is that he didn't sign the contract for years.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know where, if that's confirmed, or I don't know where. I didn't personally read that.
Oh, okay,
I never
okay.
heard. I did hear that he took on the project of Moon Knight because Moon Knight, like the script and everything, like never had connections to the MCU. He liked the fact that it was its own thing. It does take place in the MCU, but it doesn't ever like talk about the Avengers. It doesn't reference anything else. I guess it appealed to him that the show could stand on its own without being connected to anything. That I did hear that he liked that, and I was like, okay, whatever. Like that's not really
The
a
whole
big
contract
deal.
shit, maybe it is just a rumor, but I did see a lot of people talking about it.
But like, I don't know if that's true, but like,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know,
agree,
bro, because
yeah.
you're gonna grow closer to him. That if you immediately pass the mantle over to Layla, like in that same show, it's gonna feel off.
But what if in the next episode and shit, we start diving into Layla's story and like who she is and whatnot.
I don't know.
could
I
happen.
think it'd be better to keep her as the love interest.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
No,
she could be
right.
interesting.
That's just a theory I came up with.
No,
I
I know
thought
what
it'd be
you
fun
mean.
to talk about.
I know what you mean, but like, I don't know if that's how the show's gonna go down. I doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
If they're smart, and they're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
But if it's like one of those things where like what if it
What
did
if?
happen? Fuck no.
That's the episode of What If right there.
No, but like no, I wouldn't like that.
What
It
about
it
you,
wouldn't make
Mario?
sense.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about Moonlight, so I'm not against the idea.
Oh,
But-
but you don't even. Okay, wait, hold on, Mario. I know what you're gonna say, Mario. You don't need to know about Moon Knight to like know that this wouldn't be a good idea.
No, I'm not saying that because obviously.
Because
you
okay,
guys-
but no, but you know what? Okay, just imagine you grow close with this character, right? And then all of a sudden they just change the character. They just change who Moon Knight is, and it's not him.
Like they're gonna pass the mantle for Thor.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's gonna become the new Thor.
Uh-huh.
But at least we had Chris Hemsworth Thor,
Thor, yeah.
for 10 years plus, I think. 10 plus, no. Yeah, like 11 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's for him to pass the mantle. I get it. Like he's been doing it for a while. Why not, right?
Yeah.
But to him pass the mantle this quickly, when you've like sat through 6 episodes for 6 weeks, you tune into the new episode every week only for him to like. No, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's just a thing I came up with. You said you wouldn't care. Damn, that's crazy.
She's like,
I just have to see.
That's
Layla
crazy.
I
can,
have
Layla
to
can get
see
it. Why not?
What'd you say?
Mario's like, Layla can get it. Why not?
I just have to see it, bro. What if they do it in a way that's very good, or not?
But like I said,
I
I'm
have to
not
wait and
confirming
see.
it. It's just a thing I came up with.
I don't
I'm just
know.
saying. It's like, why should
Then why add so much character to
Right, that's what I'm
Mark
saying.
Spector?
Yeah.
Like, why dive into his multiple personality disorder? Why dive into the fact that he has it's the Steven side and the Mark side? Like, why then dive in so deep into this character only for you to switch it up at the end?
Right.
I don't. That's that I don't like.
Well, so after that, we get to the conclusion, the end, and they're in fucking Egypt, bro.
Yeah, he's just.
That's
he
the
just,
shot.
Great pyramids.
You just see the fucking pyramids.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
guess
You see the cat in the background. No, I don't know.
A cat?
The pharaoh. You know the little.
for real.
The famous.
Was
oh,
it there?
No, I'm
No,
just,
he's
I'm just fucking around.
He's making shit up.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm
What is that
just-
thing called? The Sphinx? The Sphinx?
Sphinx?
Some
I don't
shit
know.
like- I don't
Something
know.
like that, right?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The cat
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
with
yeah.
the the human head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where it ends off. So that we.
So
see that
now we're
way-
in Egypt.
Yeah.
So and that's where it ends, which is funny because now I bet you that the third episode is now going to be about them finding the tomb,
Yep.
because they're already there. It's like, you know, like they knew like the tomb would be in Egypt, but like the only problem is now that they don't have the scarab. So like, how are they gonna try to find it now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see that. And again, I'm with Hector. Like this next episode, I need to see some fights.
And yep.
Yeah.
Like this
Come on, bro.
this episode needs to be the one that shows him. Like I'm fine if they show fighting as Oscar Isaac. Like, okay, that's fine. But admittedly, it would look so much cooler if he was in the Moon Knight outfit
Yeah.
fighting people.
I
That
would
I
enjoy
want to
that.
see that more. But if you're just gonna keep it as him, as just regular everyday clothing, like it's just him by himself, that's cool too.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind. I just want to see like him take on like 4 different people, like, because you see that he's capable of handling himself against a bunch of people, because he like blacks out and he wakes up, there's blood in his hands and shit. Like, you see that he's capable of it. And like now, if I get that you're trying to set up stuff with the first few episodes, but like now that we're like reaching the halfway point of the show, this is the one where you need to now fucking like show the shit. Like, this is the one you want to like.
And if they
now-
don't,
I'll be like, damn, bro, like the first half of the episode is this
bro,
slow.
what if
The show's made.
What if
No,
they
man.
don't? And then the 4th episode, they still don't. And then,
I'll be like, listen, bro, like,
then it goes
how many
into
more
it's a bad
jackals is this
show.
motherfucker gonna fight, bro?
and then this is the 5th and 6th. That's when we see him go crazy. But it's only the 5th, because that's 6. He's out here booty bumping and going crazy with Layla.
Mario wants to see that.
Bro, you projected, Hob. You want to see that motherfucker.
What do you mean?
You want to see?
I didn't want her to become Moon Knight
You
and
want to
shit.
see? You want to see Mark butt naked? You trying to get him them draws? He trying to get butt naked with him, and then sleep with him. And then after that, he gonna put on his suit.
What?
He gonna be in the
So
mirror.
this is how it makes my crotch feel.
He's like looking, checking himself out.
Fuck no.
Well, listen, y'all. With that being said, we're gonna conclude this shit. We're gonna give our rating. Hav, you want to start it off with your rating?
I don't even know what I gave the first one.
I think give it.
You gave it a-
8. I gave that other one an 8. The last one an 8.
Yeah, I think we all did give it an
Oh,
8.
that's right. We all had the same rating, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, this was the episode that like answered questions. But
I
like
think I know.
it didn't give me. It answered questions. Don't get me wrong, and that's cool. Like, I'm glad that they answered questions, and I have a better understanding of what's going on and stuff. But I still feel like the show has potential
Yeah,
to
definitely.
still give me more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how much more can you ask for when it's already answered questions, and you know more about Mark's past and shit like that, and like the whole deal with Khonshu? I get it, but I just feel like there's still potential to show more, and I guess that's code for me saying, please show fights. But
Yup.
I think I'm gonna have to stay with the same, and I'm gonna just say it's an 8. I'm gonna give it the same rating. I don't think it's worse. It's just, to me personally, like, it's as good as the last episode. But I feel like there is potential for the future episodes to be better, as far as backstory, as
Yeah.
far as finding out how Khonshu finds him, and maybe more fights, hopefully more action fight scenes and stuff. But I just find this episode as good as the last episode, so my rating is gonna stay the same. I say it's an 8.
Mario.
I'm debating between a 9 or an 8.
Damn, a 9.
I'm
A
debating
9.
Well, then again,
only
remember,
because-
he doesn't know shit about Moon Knight.
Only
So maybe this
because-
episode answered a bunch of questions for him, and he's like, "Oh, that makes
Yeah.
it better." You got to think
And
of it
that's
from his
why I'm
perspective.
debating it, because I'm just like, it didn't answer a lot of questions, so I'm like a lot less confused. But like I said, I wanted to see Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I wanted to see him more than the other guy. And
Like
so
like Mark.
yeah, Mark.
Well-
I want to see Mark his Moon like him.
So,
him and his suit. 'Cause
it's-
once they got to him, bro, I was like, oh my god, okay, now we're gonna see the badass shit.
Yeah.
And we saw him throw something.
But I understand why they did Mr. Knight. I guess they're
Yeah.
trying to introduce every piece of
Yeah.
Mark.
But like, obviously, this next episode, the third episode, is going to concentrate
I
on Mark
hope.
because
Yeah.
he's now with the body, and he has Steven trapped for now, at least. You know what I mean? So we're definitely going to see Mark now in the
I'm excited
world and
for it.
interacting with it. And I want to see, like, I understand he's going to be more serious. He's going to be like how he does act in the mirror and shit.
Yeah.
But I just, like, I'm telling you, like, as Mark, as the mercenary, as the trained fighter, this is why I'm telling you, like, I think the third episode's the one where they're going to show us the shit.
Yep.
This is the one that's going to show the fights. It's going to show crazy shit. I'm calling it, like, this has to be this episode has to be like the one that makes you go, okay, like, this shit's and now it's getting real.
We'll have to see. So,
Yeah, as I was saying, I'm just debating if the answers I got is worth the 9. But like I said, I wanted to see more of the fight scene with Moon Knight, and it was cool. Like, I did get what I want. I got longer scenes, but it wasn't what I expected for a quote unquote fight scene. So I think after saying all that, I think I had to keep it at an 8. But
that's fair.
I'm really was leaning towards a 9.
that's fair. I would say mine. Because of the Invisible Man shit, the freeze frame, 7. No, I'm playing. That freeze frame, man. Because of that freeze frame, that shit a 4.
Oh, you
No,
know
I'm playing.
what was one cool little detail when they're in the storage unit? I liked when he had his head turned around, like he was looking at the camera, but in the background you see the fuck's the Egyptian Moon Knight's name again?
Oh, Khonshu.
Khonshu. You see
god?
him, you see him in the background getting closer. And I was like, oh, that was a cool little
Yeah,
detail.
I think.
I
Well,
like
I'm
that.
on the same boat. I agree with everything y'all said. I think 8. That's for mine. That's mine too. 8. I think it's a fair rating. You know, but I would.
Like I said, I just feel like the future episodes. I feel like there's still more,
Yeah.
There's
and I
definitely
think
more,
they're just
yeah.
like saving it.
I
to,
want
like,
I want an episode where we rated a 9. That's what I want.
I feel like we'll get to that 9 once we get that fight scene. Maybe even a 10. It depends how good that.
well,
fight
the
scene
thing is like now my mind starts to like wonder like what could be a 10. Spider-Man comes out.
Batman.
No.
Crossover. Batman pulls up
Through a portal.
through a portal with a sonic ring. No, but yeah, you know, with that being said, y'all, thank y'all so much for listening. If you guys are listening on Apple, Spotify, or anything like that, if you guys enjoyed it, please give us a rating. It'll mean a lot. But yeah, once again, thank y'all for listening. Remember, don't let your past haunt you. Take it easy, everyone.
Peace.
See you.